carry the cross part of the way. But this is supposed to be where he was. This is the Judgment Hall. So actually, this is where we remember the trial of Jesus before Pilate. So we can read from John 19, a few verses here. Do we have our Bible here? Oh, Matthew 20, that's good too. Okay, let's do it from Matthew, that's fine. Matthew is good too. We're going to Jesus before Pilate. Okay?
And Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, Art thou the King of the Jews? And Jesus said unto him, Thou sayest. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, Hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? And he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. Now at that feast the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Whom will ye I release unto you, Barabbas or Jesus, which is called Christ? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. When he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, Have thou nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Jesus. The governor answered and said unto them, Whether of the twain will ye that I release unto you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate saith unto them, What shall I do then with Jesus, which is called Christ? They all say unto him, Let him be crucified. And the governor said, Why? What evil hath he done? But they cried out the more, saying, Let him be crucified. When Pilate saw that he could prevent nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. Yes, Lord. See ye to it. Then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and on our children. Then released he Barabbas unto them. And when he had scourged Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. And they stripped him and put him on a scarlet robe. Yes. And when they had plaited a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head, and a reed in his right hand. And they bowed the knee before him, and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of the Jews. And they spit upon him, and took the reed, and smote him on the head. And after that they mocked him, and took the robe off from him, and put his own raiment on him, and led him away to crucify him.
Right here.
You see this pavement, which Lauren's going to show us a little later where actually the pavement is being. Imagine having a heavy cross on this. So before you go, I want you to kneel on this and see what that felt like. That he did that for us. It ain't the little pretty stuff we see in plays.
Right.
The street itself is a little further down where he walked afterwards on his way to Calvary. So here we believe that that story we just heard now took place. This is the scourging place where the Roman soldiers had Jesus scourged and spit on him and did what they did to him. And then, of course, they sent him out of here on his way to Calvary. And this is becoming known as the Via Dolorosa, the way of the cross, which is more of a tradition of things that happened to Jesus along the way from here to Calvary. Some of them happened, like the one that you read. Who read this morning? Joseph read this morning, right? Okay, this was with Simon, of course, who carried. That's how, by the way, we never had the idea of the cross, but it does tell us that in Mark that he carried the cross for him, and then of course he took his way over to Calvary to Golgotha, and that's where they crucified him. This was inside the city. Golgotha was outside the city. Okay, so we believe this is the Praetorium. This is the real place. The rest of the things that we will see is more of a tradition. That's why we brought you in here to see this, okay? So we are at the pavement, the Lithostratus, and if you just walk with me down there, that's where you can kneel down. That's down the floor, the street itself, right? Yeah, there are cuts in the street, in the rock there is cuts, so the horses would not slip, so we know this is the street. Here. This is down here. This is the street itself, okay? So this is how we can separate the street from the courtyard, because you see those cuts? So the horses will not slip. You can come and walk on here. Come in here, everybody. Let's get everybody in here. Yeah.
All to Jesus I surrender. All to Him I freely give. I will ever love and trust Him. Thank you, Lord. You got a cross to bear.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Lord.
Lord Jesus.
Thank you.
We thank you.
Jesus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll never doubt.
Hallelujah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord.
Yes, from me. Thank you, Jesus.
Help us to bear our cross.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Father.
Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Thank you. Hallelujah. Thank you. Hallelujah.
Lord, we thank you.
Hallelujah.
Lord, we thank you.
Thank you.